When you think of the District of Columbia, you picture its historic landmarks: the Washington Monument, the Pentagon, the Lincoln Memorial. These have all been around for many, many years, but there's an academic institution nestled in the district that has been around longer than all of them. Gonzaga College High School is DC's oldest school, having been founded in 1821. It's an all-boys school that has graduated several prominent politicians, journalists, and athletes. And although they're no longer teammates, Nate, Britt, and Kris Jenkins put on a show at Gonzaga the last few years. The class of 2013 will be known as the year of the point guard, and no guard in the class defines the word floor general better than Nate Britt. The star point guard is now at Oak Hill Academy in Virginia, but he definitely left an impression at Gonzaga.
I think his versatility, his ability to take over a game and score when he needs to, but his ability to be what I call a true point guard and has that ability to make the other guys around him better. Lightning quick with the ball in transition. He's a lefty, which I think it makes it very deceiving to other guys who have to guard him.
I think that's the most success I could have in making a play is maybe getting by my man or doing whatever I can to get in the paint and then dishing and then watching them score. I think that's what I enjoy the most.
And the guy he used to dish the rock to is 6'6" small forward Kris Jenkins. Or is Jenkins a small forward? To label him as one particular position on the court does not give his game justice.
They call him a tweener. I call him a basketball player. He has an old man's game. He can flat out shoot the ball.
I think the best way to describe Kris is he's a mismatch problem. You know, at the next level, people question, you know, what is his position? And, you know, is he a tweener because he's a 6'6" kid who has guard skills? I think he's really like a point forward.
With guys smaller than me, I can post them up, and with guys, you know, that have bigger size than me, I can bring them out and stretch out the floor and bring them away from the paint. So just to be able to, you know, do certain things and cause mismatches, I think that's just the best part of my game.
Britt and Jenkins' bond on the basketball court expands to their relationship at home. Since the 6th grade, Nate and Kris have been more than just teammates. They've been brothers. Jenkins is from South Carolina, and he met Britt during the AAU circuit. Kris's sister got sick and had to spend a lengthy amount of time at Johns Hopkins Hospital in nearby Baltimore. His family asked if the Britts would let him stay with them and play for their AAU team. Then, after Kris began having trouble at home and at school in South Carolina, the Jenkins asked the Britts for one more slightly larger favor. Could they take in young Kris full-time to help their son get a better opportunity for his life?
When someone asks you, can you take the responsibility of their child? And that's huge. That's huge. And, you know, it's just not normal. At first, when I mentioned to my wife, she was like, well, you know, she really didn't know about it. It was going to be a heck of a challenge, and taking on somebody else's child is a huge responsibility. But after, you know, we talked about it, and, you know, honestly, you know, we prayed about it. And it just seemed like it was the right thing for us to do.
I think when it became reality is when we got legal guardianship and the judge hit the mantle and said, you know, you have him until he turns 18. So I was like, wow, okay, he's with us until he turns 18. And it was a lot, but my only concern, I wasn't concerned about taking Kris in or being part of the family. I was concerned that we could still be a tight family, that no one would have any regrets about bringing someone new into our house.
I was really shocked because, you know, he didn't really know me and I didn't really know them. And for them to just take a total stranger in their house, it was just a blessing in disguise and something that I'm always thankful for in the relationship that I will have with the family forever.
After a few days, the whole Britt family knew it was the right decision, especially Nate Jr., who already had a younger sister, but was looking forward to having a brother too.
It's definitely a different deal because we can talk about girls together. All the things that boys do, we could always do together. And before that, you could say I was a little bit lonely as far as me not having like a brother or a friend always around me. And then he basically completed that. One
thing that was more important to us than anything else is that we could offer love for Kris. And I thought in return that would also teach our kids something. You know, that if you're gonna talk the talk, walk the walk. And we've always preached about being about community and being about a family and helping others out. And that was just one way that we thought that we could give back.
For Britt and Jenkins, finding a new brother only helped their play on the basketball court. But they knew they couldn't play together forever. Nate is heading to North Carolina for college, while Kris will be attending Villanova. And Britt decided to break out on his own this year and try being away from home, so he's now at Oak Hill. But he and Jenkins will always cherish the run they had.
We both know what each other likes to do. We know where we like the ball at and stuff like that. So I think that kind of gives us an advantage.
I would say the biggest thing that I'm proud of is how much they got each other's back, whether it be through school and schoolwork, whether it be on the court in basketball. They truly are like family, and I think it's a bond that the two of them will carry for the rest of their lives.
And it's a brotherhood that Kris Jenkins has no problem expressing gratitude for.
I would just let them know how thankful I am for the opportunity that they gave me. You know, that I love everything that they did for me, and I love them.
I treat Kris as if he's my own son, so when they both leave together next year, it's just going to be a double whammy for me. I'm going to be cried twice as much.